Welcome back to the third edition of Suitable Conversations. Today we'll be going a little bit more into detail about what we discussed last time with the questions you would be asked and the decisions you have to make when selecting a suit. So the first question is whether you want to go for a single-breasted or double-breasted jacket. Single-breasted is, as Bobby is wearing, is where the material meets in the middle and is buttoned right at the center. The double-breasted is what I'm wearing, where the fabric overlays on top of the other and is usually only two functional buttons, this and this, but you only button the top one. Single-breasted is very popular with a two-button jacket and a notched lapel, as Bobby is wearing. And the peaked is the most popular and the most common with double-breasted in a six-button like this, and the peaked notched like that. Single-breasted jackets are very versatile and they fit all kinds of occasions. You can go for formal meetings and business conferences, formal parties, smart, fancy, casual occasions, while the double-breasted is more for a statement piece for weddings, birthday parties, or club parties, red carpet events, and many things like that. Then we go into the vents. So what is the vents? The vents is the back of the fabric, if that can turn around. It's been a while since it's been used as a model, so please bear with us. So the vents is the split open at the back. As you can see over here, this is the double vent where it's one on each side, and the single vent would be one in the center. You got a little too excited, sorry about that. So vents are very essential to the suit because they give you that comfort. For example, the double vents has two splits on the sides. You can get the body a little bit more pinched in to give it more of a contour. And when you sit and move around, it gives you flexibility on both sides. When we go into trousers, the first question is whether you want to go for pleats or no pleats on the trousers. The pleats are more of a dated grandpa style look, while the flat front is more of that modern, stylish, aesthetically pleasing look. However, if you've worn pleats before and you switch to a flat front, you will generally feel a little bit more restrictiveness. But most of the people nowadays have never owned pleats, so they use the staple as flat front as comfort. So they don't look at it as discomfort. The second main thing is whether you want to go for cuffed trousers or no cuffs. Cuffs are essentially turn-ups on the bottom of the trousers where it's folded up and sewn on. Adds a little bit more of a weight, so the trouser hangs a little bit more, and it's a little bit more formal, as opposed to the no cuffs where it's a little bit more on the clean contemporary side.
The staple suit today is exactly what I have on. It's a two-button, notched lapel, double vents at the back, and the trousers are no pleats, belt loops, and no cuffs. Every man should have at least two suits, a charcoal and a navy. A charcoal is very, very dark, very conservative, and it's very close to black. It's appropriate for all occasions, like funerals, dinners, and interviews. The navy is a little more contemporary. I like navy a lot. I have a lot of navy in my closet. And that's what I'm wearing right now. A navy could be a plain navy, could be slightly textured like this suit, or just a subtle stripe. It's very flexible because you could wear it with all different kinds of shoes. The charcoal suit can be worn with only black shoes, but the navy can be worn with black, or brown, or oxblood. But make sure that your belt matches your shoes. And a navy blue jacket is also very, very flexible. It can be dressed down, be worn as a blazer, like a two-in-one, especially when you're traveling on a 2-day business trip. One day you could wear it as a suit, the next day you could wear it dressing it down with jeans, with a pair of khakis, with chinos, with a gray pair of trousers. So navy suit is very, very flexible.
People always get confused between a blazer and a sports jacket. So I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about what the differences are between the two. Hopefully it will provide a little clarity for you. So the navy blue blazer is generally a solid fabric in a navy blue or in a darker color, and is usually paired with a brass or silver buttons to add a little bit more of a flair. It is very classic, very conservative, and usually worn to sports clubs, country clubs, or rotaries, for example. Generally paired with contrasting dress slacks or khaki chinos, something like that. This one we have over here, it's a little bit more of a modern day blazer. It is mother of pearl buttons instead of brass buttons, just to give you an example. Sports jacket, on the other hand, is a fabric that usually is a little bit more textured or more colorful. Doesn't have to be both, can be one or the other, but a little bit more sporty. For example, over here, where it is a subtle green with a blue finish on a check-on-check pattern and design. Sports jackets are very popular for dinners, drinks, parties, and networking events. I always wear mine to my networking events. Can be paired with chinos, cotton chinos, or jeans.
Let's talk about dress shirts to match your suits. Every gentleman should have at least 2 white shirts. One should be a solid and one could have a little texture like a white on white. A couple of blue shirts, again, solids, basket weaves, ginghams, something that goes nice and easy to wear with ties. The other shirts that you can actually also add to your closet is a nice pink or a very subtle purple, which is very popular nowadays. This covers at least 5 of your work days in a week. Coming to casual shirts, you have 2 types. Ones that's tucked in, like what I have on, and the other ones that's untucked. The tucked in shirts are like what I have on now. It's got a little bit of texture. You don't have to wear a tie with the jacket. It has a very nice, smart casual look, and you can go to a lot of functions with that are less formal. The untucked shirts, which is now very, very popular, which is a little bit shorter, and you see Dane wearing them a lot when you come in the store. But we customize untucked shirts with slight trimmings in the collars, slightly different color buttons, and you could customize a lot of them and wear them shorter and still look really good. Talking about different kinds of collars, we have the classic, which is very, very popular in America. Then we have the semi-spread, which Dane wears a lot. I like to wear mine with a little more spread. Some Italians love the super wide spread that goes back. Then we have the button-down collars, and then we have something called the hidden button-down, which actually is a button underneath your collar, and it looks very crisp, and it tends not to make the collar roll up. And then we have the Mandarin or the Mao collar, which is very popular. And again, we also have the Pat Riley, which is a slightly curved going back, which is named after Pat Riley, the legendary coach. There's a lot of cuffs that you can choose for the shirt also. There are a myriad of styles. The most classic is the 1-button cuff. Then we have the 2-button cuff, or the French cuffs with rolls back, which is very nice with cufflinks. I wear them all the time for work. They're fantastic. So this concludes our episode. Please like, share, subscribe. Send us your comments below and tell us what you feel, what you're thinking, and we'll see you on our next episode.